Look at my beautiful tomatoes. I can already hear you say, tomatoes in November? Well, yes, tomatoes in November. If you also want to save your tomato plants from a horrible cold wintry death, stick along and I'll give you a couple of tips. So tomato plants are actually from tropical regions and therefore there's no need that they have to die in winter. They just die because in temperate climates we normally leave them outside and then it gets too cold, too wet, and they start having fungal issues. They don't have enough light and they typically just die. And normally people just start them new the next year and that's perfectly fine. But if you are like me and you just cannot let go of your plants, I will give you a couple of tips that you can just bring them inside. The first tip, as might be obvious, is to bring them in when it starts getting really rainy, wet, cold. This is the time where they will start getting tomato blight. Mine actually were starting to have a problem, and when I brought them in initially, I first had to prune them a lot. Therefore, you can see that it has some bare branches and some parts of the plant don't have so many leaves and look a bit bald, and that's because I had to cut away big parts of the plant when they were initially in. So bring them in earlier than me. Second tip, and super important, is to put them in the brightest spot in your house. So this is a south-facing window, and probably you're gonna have to supplement with a grow light as well, a relatively strong one. So this one is 130 watts and I turn it on in the night for about 8 hours. And as you see, they're not crazy vigorous, but all of this growth is new since they came inside. And they also all have tomatoes. This branch in here has even some flowers, so it's still producing new flowers and fruits. And you can also see that the tomatoes themselves are slightly small, but I think that's just from the stress of coming in and having to get pruned and everything. Because, for example, these ones here are sort of big or okay-ish, and I don't expect the plant to be like super productive and have a million tomatoes, which are huge now in winter, but hopefully she will stay healthy and alive, and when it starts getting warmer again, I'll just pop her out again and she can start with her normal production once more. Okay, that's all I wanted to share today. Bye!